Hello, everybody, and welcome to the final third. And today we're going to be looking at the second legs of the Champions League quarterfinals. Some big results, big teams knocked out. Both La Liga teams, which we'll discuss further into the video, and we'll be giving our Prem predictions for match week 33. So that's going to be interesting. And yeah, before we jump into it, though, as we always do, we will be giving a reveal for the player, but for the first time, we're actually doing a TikTok live simultaneously. So we're recording this video while on a TikTok live. So we might be getting questions in the video. So it's a bit interactive. In the future, we'll probably do YouTube lives too. But Al, can you reveal the player from the last video?
Yes, it was Jeremy. Played for Chelsea in 2003. So yeah, let us know if you got that in the comments, and we'll do the new quiz at the end of the video.
Perfect. Let's jump straight into the first game. The first game was an all-Spanish affair. Atletico Madrid versus Barcelona. And Barcelona won 2-1 on the night, but got knocked out 3-2 on aggregate. Let's talk about one place and one man only. Lamine Yamal.
Yeah, what a player.
Like, as I've mentioned it so many times, and I've talked to so many different people about this kid. He is something special. I said that this would need to be a big performance from him, and it was.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it just wasn't enough to take them over the line, and I wouldn't even say it was his fault.
Yeah.
He's still young, and I'm sure in the future he can be that guy who can take them over the line properly, like the likes of how Messi and Ronaldo used to do it. But at the moment, I think he's still trying to really grow as a player.
I think he's definitely the next main cover star for Barcelona. That's for sure.
I think he already is.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point. But yeah, already carrying Barca in a lot of games at his age, which is crazy to think about. Like you say, gives off Messi vibes in that sense. And it's insane. The only thing that he kind of, unfortunate for him, I know he has like Lewandowski in terms of experience to learn off. But with Messi, he had Ronaldinho. Neymar had Messi. I feel like he doesn't have that person for himself. Maybe Rafinha. He could learn off Rafinha, I guess. But yeah, no, Lamine Yamal.
It's a bit. I'd say it's very, very different though. I mean, Rafinha's with all due respect, he's a good player in comparison to Ronaldinho and Messi. Yeah, those two are Ballon d'Or. Of course, those two are Ballon d'Or winners.
But it's still experience. It's still experience because what you got to understand, it's not just about the football, but it's about how you act.
I
around
agree.
The place outside of football as well.
I mean, Lewandowski is like the closest thing.
Because when you got like
he basically is a Ballon d'Or winner.
Look. You got to remember when he turned 18, and was it 18 when all that controversy came out with him and his party and all this and that? That's when you need that experienced player, not just to tell you about how to, your football, because he doesn't need to be taught his football, bro. He's better than the whole squad, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's about how he acts, outside of football. And I feel like he's definitely matured real quick after that whole controversy, and has put to the behind him now, which is good because with a player like this generational talent, something that would probably I think he'll definitely be the best player of his generation for sure. I mean, unless someone somehow comes out and is better than him, but at this moment there isn't anyone as good as him or even close in his generation. And I can't wait to see how far he can go. Obviously, you just have to hope he doesn't get any injuries or anything like that. But yeah, no, he's a great player. So I'm very unfortunate that he can get through this game. But yeah.
What else up?
Ahmed says Barca are quite overrated.
Oh, kind of controversial. I don't think that's true per se. I mean, the top of La Liga. I mean, obviously they've lost to Atletico Madrid a couple times now. They lost in the cup. They lost now on two-legged games. I think the thing is with Barca, they ain't got that player to take them over the line, and also Atletico just do their haram ball and it works, and that's Simeone for you.
I think it's more to do with the defense of Barcelona,
and also the refereeing too, because I have a very, very passionate Barcelona fan, and he always tells me how the refs just aren't on their side.
Respectfully, Barca fans and Real Madrid fans together cannot complain about refereeing. The amount of decisions they get for themselves, and I love Barcelona, but the amount of decisions they get given to them that shouldn't be given.
Should love both clubs.
Yeah, they can't complain. We're gonna move on to Real Madrid later, and we'll talk about the refereeing in that game. But the only reason I think Barcelona, where they need to improve is literally the defense. Losing Inigo Martinez, was a big loss, and you can clearly tell by the amount of goals they conceded.
Yes, more also.
they've been found out. It's
And
easy for them.
Saab, what do you think about the West Ham and the relegation battle?
We will go.
We will go on to that
later.
later when we talk about the Prem games and our predictions. But yeah, right now it's just about Barca and the Champions League games.
Just Champions League games at the moment. So let's go on to Paris Saint-Germain versus Liverpool. 2-0 to Paris away from home. Dembele staking a claim for the Ballon d'Or, maybe? No, probably not, but he hasn't been consistent enough this season. But very big performance from him, and they win 4-0 on aggregate. So nothing really to mention. Liverpool are terrible.
Atletico again, that injury is a bit sad to see.
True.
Not going to be able to play in the World Cup.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. He's a good player, to be fair. He's also one of those that's just been affected by the whole squad playing bad. The whole team isn't performing, and he was that one player that was there shining light really at one point, and now even he at the end before he got injured, he was starting to fall off a little bit as well. But that happens when you bring in players like that. Like even look at Brian Mbeumo at Man United. Even he was starting to, succumb to that Man United type of disease, some might say.
I mean, there's not a lot you can talk about with this game. Like it was such an expected result. Liverpool have been awful all season, and PSG, on the other hand, have been, just one of the best teams in the world. If anything, I feel like they were playing, taking it easy on Liverpool this, not just this leg, but the leg before as well. I feel like they could have probably won by more goals.
Yeah, probably in second gear.
You know what I mean? They were just playing in second gear, and if they really wanted to make it worse for Liverpool, they could have, but they decided not to. If I'm being honest, because the talent they have, they've got literally, I think, a world-class player in every position except for maybe goalkeeper.
Even then, the goalkeeper's doing very well.
Yeah.
So credit where credit due to PSG, and obviously we know they're one of the best teams. Now let's go on to probably the most boring two-legged game I've ever seen in my whole life. Arsenal win 1-0 on aggregate and 0-0 at home. Listen, you get to the semi-final. Credit where credit's due in that sense, but you're not going to win a Champions League playing this style of football. You're not going to win a Premier League playing this style of football. If you do, fair play. But realistically, I don't see this being consistent. Even against Atletico Madrid, what is the game going to finish 0-0 both legs and finish 0-0 on pens? Is that what we're looking for?
Literally, Arsenal. Yeah, no, it's just disappointing. A quarterfinal. You've already got the 1-0 advantage. And they just don't bother to want to seal it off, and that's a big, what can you say? Story of their season. Not finishing, maybe not dominating and finishing off games when they go up. They had the advantage. They could have definitely gone for more goals. They're at home. They have the home advantage as well. And the fact that they haven't, gotten a goal in this game is just very reflective of how they've been, in recent time. Bro, I've said it. I said it in a video, I think, 2 videos ago. So the quality of, the drop-off in quality this season from Arsenal it's to be honest, it's reminiscent of every season, the last 3 seasons, bro. Every time they've bottled the league in the last 3 seasons, they've started off the season brilliant, dominating, being top of the league, and then it's just a fall off. They clearly have a mentality problem with the players, and that's the biggest problem. You can argue it's to do with Arteta, but for me, it's a mentality problem with the players. Because realistically, they obviously have the talent in terms of on the ball and stuff like that, but they mentally just can't deal with pressure when it comes to when it gets to the end game. So when it gets to end of the season, when they get close to the final, even when they're in the final, they obviously lost the final to City in the Carabao Cup. So yeah, that's what I'd say about Arsenal, and quite sad for Spawn that they didn't get anything out of this, to be fair. Because yeah,
you know what? I'll give a bit of go on, Mo.
User 39305147156884.
Yes.
My suit is Khalis. Amazing work and wish you the best, Uncle Jafar.
Oh, thank you, Amu. Thank you. Shukran, Amu. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's my uncle.
Sweet.
My dad's brother. Yeah, that's very humbling. So basically, let's talk about how Arsenal, to be fair to them, they haven't lost a game in the Champions League this season, which is impressive. I know they haven't faced massive opposition in the knockout stages, but they did face good opposition in the group stages, and they did face Atletico Madrid as well.
Yeah.
We will predict the games when it comes closer to the semi-finals, but we can give a rough prediction now. Realistically, what do you think is going to happen?
Bro, literally what you said, bro. I wouldn't be so 0-0. Bro, I just don't see anyone scoring in this kind of game, bro. Just both sitting back, waiting for the other team to mess up.
Honestly, there's only a handful of players, I think, and I feel like this could be a massive night for Julian Alvarez. I feel like
I was going to say
he probably is the standout player from both teams, and I would say if anyone's going to have a very impactful night, it will be him. So yeah, and apparently Arsenal linked to him.
Because I was going to say, Arsenal, they don't have that player up front that has that fear factor for defenders, that aggression to take on their player, to take the game by the scruff of the neck and really win it for their team. They don't. Gyökeres stinks. Martinelli, I don't think he's Brazilian. I think he's just faked out on his birth certificate. And then Saka's just non-existent. I think he's injured or whatever. I don't know, but bloody hell, it makes no difference because he's been awful this season as well. And then you got Madueke, who honestly is, I don't even know why they even signed him. They keep signing Chelsea players for some reason, and I have no idea why, because they're not doing well at Chelsea. Why would you bring them in? They did it with Raheem Sterling on loan, but it just shows that I'm like, bro, I don't know what. Yeah, that's it. See if it's talk anymore about them.
Yeah, there's not much you can really mention about the game. It's a nil-niller,
literally,
and yeah, that's it really. But let's go on to the game of the round.
Oh.
What a game it was! Bayern Munich versus Real Madrid. Bayern win 4-3 and seal it right at the end of the game. Unbelievable game, unbelievable story. And I'd say Madrid capitulating at the end of the game. In one sense.
Yeah, I just want to say, Neuer, this is a weird game for Neuer because obviously he started off to be like just awful. It's weird because I feel like he must have left everything in the last game, bro. Because this game, he just wasn't there. The first goal was obviously his fault. Just gave away the ball like stupidly. The free kick, I think he can do better than that.
Easily.
It was like, I feel like he didn't even dive. I feel like he tried to run across and save it, which for a keeper of his level is just weird to see, And yeah, to be honest, I think Bayern just made this hard for themselves, when they didn't need to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Again, I don't want you kind of have to blame Neuer because when you he put Real Madrid on the front foot by giving away those goals, and it makes it difficult for Bayern. If the red card doesn't happen, do Madrid win this game? Possibly, but obviously they didn't. And to be fair, the red card is a big talking point. So, what were your thoughts on the red card? Do you think it was a red card? Obviously, it was the second yellow, but do you think it was a second yellow?
I would say it's stupid from Camavinga to do it.
Yeah.
At that point of the game, you should not really be taking the, because you're not winning the game even at that stage.
Literally.
You're still drawing, and it is at Bayern Stadium, and it's a close game. You've got quality players on both sides, so to do a stupid mistake like that and cost your team, I would say it is on Camavinga for making that mistake. Maybe it was surprising, maybe it's not a bit harsh, but realistically, the boys have mentioned that we talked about in the group chat. Real Madrid have had these decisions go for them multiple different times, but this time round it goes against them, and unfortunately they get knocked out. So
my thoughts on it, like Carl said, like, to be first of all, it is stupid. It is a red card, unfortunately for them, and I don't like this reaction that's coming from both the Madrid players and fans. Like, yes, you can be angry, of course, but trying to make it out as if they've never robbed teams, especially Bayern. But the amount of times they robbed Bayern in the Champions League is unbelievable. Yeah. So this is just, it goes around in circles, and this is a bit of karma for them. But look, obviously, it's a bit unfortunate because that has really cost them the game, the red card. But like I said, it is a red card by the law of the game. And I mean, do we want to talk about Bayern some of the
let's talk about two players in particular. Harry Kane, 50 goals this season. That is mental numbers. That is Ronaldo and Messi goal type numbers, and he can really and truly, I think he can still hit 60 goals this season. He's got enough time. He's got 2 semi-finals. He's got the rest of the league games. Are they doing it? I don't know how they're doing in the cup. They might be doing well. They might be knocked out. I don't know. But if they include the final as well, I wouldn't be surprised if he performs in that as well, because now he's got the knack of winning trophies. He won 2 trophies last season.
Yeah.
And Harry Kane's finally, hopefully, this season is hopefully the year he gets rid of that trophy curse from Tottenham.
I was going to say, is he your Ballon d'Or winner? Is he
currently?
Yeah.
Currently, I think he is the favorite for the Ballon d'Or. Leave that in the comment section below. Do you agree? TikTok Live, do you agree with that? Harry Kane is the favorite for the Ballon d'Or.
Yeah.
Whether it's deserved or not, because there is another man on the Bayern team who should definitely be in for a shout as well. Michael Elise.
Mr. Nonchalant himself.
You know what? I remember when Man United were very close to signing him the same summer Bayern did, and it was just before him. There was a lot of rumours that we wanted to sign him because we lost 4-0, and there was the moment when Mark Goldbridge was doing his live stream.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go into it too much, where they basically went 3-0 up, and then he was just like 3-0 Palace. And it was Michael Elise. And
I remember when he scored against us that free kick, and then like
Scored a
was
free kick
doing
against us as
the
well.
interview afterwards, and
hit it.
his
shot,
nonchalantness,
scored.
bro. Like literally,
That's not even nonchalant.
he's such a weird character, but it's funny to see.
Now
It's
he's
nice
more
to see.
media trained, which is a good thing. But
Is he?
Yeah.
Still tries to
did
act
an interview.
nonchalant,
And I
bro.
did an interview
Aye.
after the game, to be fair. But I would say, he's got.
Nah, but he's
I think he's got
got a
one of the highest assists in the.
Yeah.
I mean, it's probably between him and Bruno
Yeah.
Fernandes for like top assist, and
In
it might
the
even
top
be.
five
It might
leagues.
even still be him. I don't even know. It could be way more because again,
I
the
think
Bundesliga,
he's got it. Yeah. I
Yeah.
believe.
probably. But listen, Olise, to score a goal like that in that moment to kill the game is
Yeah,
fantastic.
a lot of players would have gone to the corner,
Agreed.
but not Elise, and it just shows how much he just wants to score, how much he just wants to go for it no matter what. And that's something you got to respect, because in this day and age, a lot of players would have just gone to the corner and makes it boring for the audience. But not Elise. He wants to entertain, and he wants to just get that goal for himself, because he just wants it for himself. And you respect that. It gives you kind of that like Ronaldo feel in that sense, where he's always going for a goal no matter what. You know what I mean? Even if the game's like 10-0, he's still trying to get a goal.
That's
Because he
to
just
kill
wants
the
goals.
game at that stage. Because if Real Madrid do get a goal, then that means they do go level.
Yeah, of
again.
course. But
So I think you had to get that goal just to kill the game, and especially being a man up as well. Obviously, Madrid were the losing side, but another player that I do want to mention is Arda Güler. Again, like you say, 2 goals were both from mistakes from Manuel Neuer, but
Yeah.
realistically, that first finish was incredible.
yeah,
I know there was obviously an empty net, and realistically, he should be scoring, but it's still a great finish. To take it on first time,
yeah,
it's
so-
so early on in the game. Do you know what I mean? A lot of players
Yeah.
will miss that
yeah,
because again, the stage, the
yeah.
competition,
pressure.
the pressure, all of that could have come into account. But no, he did very well to finish it, and then the free kick as well. Realistically, maybe if he got a bit more power, Neuer wouldn't have even been able to save it. But it was good accuracy. It was a good shot, and I think that was a big moment for Arda Güler.
Yeah,
To make a kind of name for himself and show that it's not just Kylian Mbappe, Vinny Jr., Jude Bellingham. He is a good player as well.
I just want to say something about Mbappe and Vinicius Jr. Actually, I honestly think it is a problem that they have both of these players. They are playing too. If you watch the game, you can see Mbappe really always trying to get into that left side of the pitch where Vinicius is.
They linked up good for the
leaving-
goal, though.
They did, but that's one time, and it's not enough. And when you watch them, you can tell that Mbappe really likes that left side, which is a problem because Vinicius is there, which leaves the middle empty. I remember I saw Thierry Henry doing an analysis of it and how Mbappe came into the left side, which left the middle open, like no one was there. And someone like I think it was Vinicius, crossed the ball where Mbappe should have been. It would have been an easy tap in, and he wasn't there. And it's a problem. One of them has to go. And I mean, it's dictator Mbappe, so he's obviously not going to go, is he? It's probably going to be Vinny.
Honestly,
I think
it depends on what you want from your player. I mean, Mbappe's a goal scorer. Vinny's more of an entertainer. So again, it really is up to Madrid if that's even what they are planning on doing.
I mean, after that Fiorentino Perez,
might have to get. I honestly, it probably would be Vinny if they were to get rid of one of them,
Yeah.
which is quite sad because he's done it in a Madrid shirt. He's won them Champions Leagues. He's scored in Champions League finals.
Yeah,
and he's been a big player for Madrid. But obviously, since Mbappe's come in, he's trying to match his level and go above his ego, and obviously losing a lot of the Ballon d'Or too. So, but Vinny still is a fantastic player. Wherever he goes, I'm sure he'll do well.
Yeah, whatever Mbappe says goes.
Yeah,
unfortunately.
Come on.
User 010296262226636. Hi Clarice, nice to you glowing at your program. Wishing you both the best, Rada.
That's my auntie. That's yeah. Thank you
That's
so
very
much.
nice.
Thank you,
We
Carla.
appreciate
Thank
that.
you very much.
That's very
Shukran.
sweet.
Yeah,
Very sweet,
it's
bro.
really, really sweet and humbling. Yeah, thank you very much, Shukran Khala. But yeah, that always puts me off. Let's get back to the predictions now because we just finished the Champions League. Do you want to predict maybe the semi? I would say we save the semi-final predictions, but what the games are Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain, which obviously haram ball, and then Arsenal and Atletico. Wait.
Arsenal,
halal ball for the Bayern PSG game and haram ball for Arsenal and Atletico.
Literally,
and that's the best way to sum it up. So let's get into the
Prem
predictions. So A lot of big games. We'll give you our predictions first, then we'll discuss the
Certain
three.
games.
I would say Man United, West Ham, and then the game of the weekend, which is a flipping hell of a game. So first game, Brentford vs Fulham.
Apologies. I've got 2-0 Brentford.
I've got 2-1 Brentford. By the way, Hassan's predictions will be included
on screen.
On screen, and Leeds vs Wolves.
We've gone 3-1 Leeds.
I've also gone 3-1 Leeds. Newcastle Bournemouth.
2-1 Bournemouth.
1-1 draw. Tottenham vs Brighton.
2-0 Brighton.
2-1 Brighton. Chelsea vs Man United.
I've gone 2-2.
I've gone 1-1. Aston Villa vs Sunderland.
1-0 Sunderland.
Got 2-1 Sunderland. Everton vs Liverpool.
2-1 Everton.
I've gone 1-0 Everton. Forest vs Burnley.
2-0 Forest.
2-0 Forest. Man City vs Arsenal.
3-1 City.
3-1 City. Crystal Palace vs West Ham.
2-1 West Ham.
I've gone with a 1-1 draw.
Clearly, I'm not.
So those are the predictions. Let's get into the first game, and the first game we're going to mention is Chelsea versus Manchester United. Now, in years gone by, that game would have been absolutely huge.
Yes.
If you look back like 15 years ago, bloody hell, what a game that would have been. Even a bit longer than that, when literally it was Man United versus Chelsea for both the Champions League and the Premier League in one season.
Yeah.
Obviously, Man United came out on top. It's obvious. But the point is you look at the fall off of both clubs, even though Chelsea won the Champions League 5 years ago, which is still kind of crazy.
Different team.
So it is a completely different team. But that's my thing. Man United and Chelsea have had to hire 2 managers in the middle of the season after sacking 2 managers for talking out against the club. Both in the Champions League race. Man United obviously well ahead. But realistically, if Chelsea were to get one over Man United, they would put themselves in a position where I think that Man United would be on a bad vein of form. Chelsea would gain confidence, and it would be like a very big incentive for them to keep on going.
Shift, I think.
A shift in momentum, exactly.
Yeah.
And Man United realistically could finish the end of the weekend 5th place.
That's insane.
So, yeah.
What can you say about the game? I think it'll be a good game because both teams are going to go for it, I think, because there's so much at stake for both teams, like you say, in the Champions League race. Obviously, it's so important for Man United because they've got nothing else to go for this season. They've obviously been, out of all the cups now, and that is the main aim. Understandably, if you said before the season, for Man United to get top 4, you would have been like, taken it by, you know what I mean? You would have been so happy with that. But now with the way the season's gone, it's more like, how do I say it? Like, expected in a way for Man United to get, because of how well they've been doing in a way. Yeah. Obviously, look, they lost to Leeds, but I did say to Charles before the game, and Charles even said in the video last time, like before the game, they're rusty. They haven't played in 24 days. Now, obviously, all the teams are like that, so it's not just Man United, but you could clearly tell that Man United needed more games to get into the game. Yeah. The fact that it took a red card for them to start actually playing any decent football is a bit, embarrassing and concerning. But I think Man United, once they get back into gear and get back into the way they've been playing, I think they'll be all right. All right. So I think if they can play the way they've been playing before the break, I think they'll win this game. Not just win it, but comfortably, because Chelsea are just bad in general.
I agree. Bad. I agree in a sense. The rustiness was definitely there to be seen in the first half. We weren't able to pass the ball. We weren't able to do the basic defending. We had no match fitness whatsoever in any of the game. Obviously, the couple of major talking points is the fact that Maguire's ban has been extended to this game. So he won't be available for this game for a really stupid reason.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Like, you're a footballer, you're passionate, you've just been sent off. Of course, you're going to react in a way, but apparently Maguire said one thing, the 4th official said another. They've gone in the 4th official's favour, and they've banned Maguire for another important game for Man United.
Yeah.
For the refereeing is actually going to cost us games. Because we currently, realistically, our centre back options are Aiden Heaven and Leniora. That's an inexperienced back line. At least with Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
He gives that experience and is a very dominant centre back.
That's That's why I put it 2-2, because I think because it's both inexperienced defenses. Yeah. I just think it'll be leaking.
The difference is, I would say, is that obviously Lamens is miles better than Robert Sanchez.
Yeah.
and we'll have to wait and see how that goes in the game. But yeah, like I say, the inexperience in defense. Obviously, Lissandro Martinez gets sent off. That's controversial in itself. And Maguire getting an extra ban. It's also controversial, and I feel like these decisions are costing teams like Man United the opportunity to go further up and just secure and cement Champions League football. Because Man United at the current moment, they are looking to start discussions with managers soon.
Yeah.
So we can discuss that further to the point where they are actually doing interviews and all of that. But currently, we are losing points and we're losing games and we're losing results because of the poor refereeing in this league. And like it's the same with a lot of teams, but it's costing us at the end of the season, is my point.
I get you, and that's understandable. But again, I think it will be a draw because I just think there'll be a lot of leaked goals will just leak because of the defense.
Agreed. No, I agree. Let's go on to Crystal Palace West Ham first before we go on to the last game.
Okay.
Crystal Palace West Ham. Obviously, I just talked about Man United. So when you go to
obviously, we got the question from one of the viewers in the live stream about what my opinions are on West Ham in the relegation battle. Yeah, I'm starting to feel much better. The way we're playing at the moment, it's completely transformational. The difference since, funny thing is a lot of people might say it might be Nuno, whether it's the play. The difference, and a lot of people won't know, is when the coach came, the assistant manager came in. We brought in, I believe his name is Paco Javier. I forget his full name, but it's Paco is his first name. Mm-hmm. He's came in. He was with Nuno at Nottingham Forest, I believe, when they were doing well. And he's come in now finally at like this. The second he came in, we started winning games. He came in just before that QPR game. Since then, we have been we've completely transformed. And I've said this so many times to Carlos. Sometimes people don't realize how important it is, like the background staff, the coaches. I gave an example with Rashford when he was under Ten Hag with Man United that first season when he was on that mad run of scoring goals, even being arguably in the Ballon d'Or shouts. And I feel the difference was the coaches that was there. Because I believe after that, Ten Hag might have got in his own coaches, which completely changed the way, like they kind of played in a sense. So yeah, I feel like some people don't give enough credit to the coaches, but when you've seen the difference it makes, like the way I've seen the difference it made to the team, makes me really appreciate them.
Thanks, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So obviously, Carlos, if you don't know, is on a coaching journey himself. So stay tuned for that. I'm sure he'll show you a lot.
Yeah, hopefully, me and I'll discuss this. I know we've cut off the prediction. Sorry,
no, that's fine.
We might be starting our own channels very, very soon. I'm going to be talking about my coaching journey and probably Man United news, and I'll probably talking about West Ham news. So we'll see. We'll see what we might do. We might maybe some gaming alongside that. We'll see. We'll see what the plan is. But we might expand our horizons in that sense.
Going back to the game though. Look, Crystal Palace are back on form in a sense. Like they won. Usually they win. If they lose play the Conference League game, they usually lost in the league this season. That's kind of been the the story of the season so far. Like in a sense. The trend, I'd say. However, they've managed to break that trend by beating Newcastle. If I'm being honest, Newcastle haven't been great recently, but nonetheless, so they will have a bit of momentum, a bit of confidence going into this game.
And they're in the conference semi-final.
And in the conference semi-final. We'll see. I'm a bit confident just because of the way we're playing. As long as Max Kilman doesn't play, then I'm happy because that guy is. I don't know how I don't know how he's in the Premier League, to be honest. But and the biggest problem we're going to have with that guy is somehow getting rid of him, because no one's going to buy that guy, and no one should buy that guy because he's awful. Anywho, I feel a bit more positive about the relegation battle, especially now that Spurs are in it and that we've finally gone out of it. Because we have been in it since literally the start of the season, it feels like.
Yeah,
I genuinely couldn't
match
remember.
week 14.
Honestly, it feels like even longer than that. So it's just nice to finally be out of it. And I think we just need to, if we can get this win, it will definitely, put comfort into the players and, definitely help with their mentality, the momentum they'll have. So it's a very important game just to push themselves a bit further away from the relegation zone. But yeah, it will be a difficult game.
100%. Let's go on to the game of the weekend and maybe
100%.
The biggest game of the season in the Premier League.
100%.
Manchester City versus Arsenal. Second versus first. The winner of this game will most likely win the Premier League.
100%.
The favour, we both favoured Manchester City. But if Arsenal were to win this game, they've also won the Premier League, I believe, because they've built too much of a gap. They've got confidence as well from going to the Champions League semi-final. So I do not want to write Arsenal off, but it's a massively hard game. They're at the Etihad, and obviously it favours Manchester City because they've been playing so well. They went to Chelsea and beat them 3-0 convincingly.
Yeah.
And multiple players stood out in that game, none more so than Ryan Cherky.
Oh,
He
wow,
has
man.
been arguably the signing of the season, if not the signing of the season. He just brings so much flair. He's already shown against Arsenal in the Carabao Cup final that he's got tech, kicky uppies in Wembley against Arsenal in a cup final.
Honestly, it's insane.
The confidence is absolutely crazy. And obviously, you have the likes of Semenyo, you have the likes of Mark Gahey. These are all new signings. They come in this season, some of them in January, and they're making massive impacts. And this is the difference between Manchester City and probably all the other clubs in the Premier League.
It's that recruitment.
That recruitment and the investment to back the manager in January. It's the complete difference between the likes of Man United, let's say, and...
But can we be sure that they haven't cheated? What about those 115 charges?
But obviously that is probably from previous, which obviously has brought them to this position. Now, we'll have to wait and see what comes of that. But in this current game, the momentum is in the favour of Manchester City because they're winning games dominantly. I would say Arsenal, they are not...
They've fallen off. They've fallen off.
They've lost a lot of games. They're drawing games. And they're only winning games by very small margins. So I would obviously give the edge to Manchester City because they're at home as well.
Yeah.
And but again, if Arsenal were to do it and win this game, they can definitely go on and win the league.
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously one of them. It's such a big and important game because of the stage.
And even a draw makes it a lot more interesting from now to the end of the season.
100%.
I'll still back Manchester City if it's a draw because I feel like Arsenal will start to.
The problem for Man City, all the pressure's on Arsenal. All the pressure's on Arsenal. Everyone's talking about Arsenal. Everyone's talking about how Arsenal are going to bottle it. Everyone's talking about how Arsenal have fallen off and all of this and how they don't have the mentality. And to be fair, they have reason to say this because of previous seasons and how they've bottled it against Man City in the late stages of the season. So it's just history, unfortunately, for them. And yeah, Arsenal, they do struggle with that. They don't have a player in their team, even though they have Declan Rice, who for me obviously played for West Ham, and when he did, he was our captain. I believe he might be the captain for Arsenal at the moment. I think he captained in the Bournemouth game. So I think he
captains because Odegaard isn't starting games.
And look, he is a good player. He is a bit of a leader, but the problem I think isn't with him, but more the mentality of the other players where they just get shot down, and maybe he's just not enough of a leader to bring them through that. But sometimes it isn't just about being a leader, that's it, but being a leader through your actions. And unfortunately, they don't have that player to take them through games like that. You got a player like Man City have multiple players that can just take the game by the scruff of the neck and win it for them. Arsenal don't. They just don't. Gyökeres they don't have any aura players, bro. Gyökeres has no aura for me. Flipping Martinelli definitely has no aura. Saka just is always limping. And then you got Madueke, who's just useless. But look, yeah, I think City are definitely the favourites for this game. Obviously, puts all the pressure on Arsenal. None of the pressure on Man City, which makes the game easier for Man City because they can just play their football. One thing you could definitely see from the Bournemouth game, which was very worrying for Arsenal, is, bro, first of all, Mendy was obviously, I feel like, did kind of affect the way they played, how bad his performance was. But, bro, their legs, you can tell they're nervous in the way they're playing, they're passing, they're shooting. You could tell they're nervous. So, yeah, that's a very worrying sign from Arsenal, but we'll see how it goes. I'm sure it'll be a great game, and I can't wait to watch it.
100%. So we'll have to wait and see what happens in that game. But that is it for the video, guys. Before we end it, Al, can you please give us the quiz for the next player? And before you do, anyone that's still in the TikTok live, please get involved with this. Have a listen to what Al's going to say. He's going to give you 5 facts for the player, for this mystery player that has played in the Premier League. And we need you guys to guess who it is from those 5 facts.
I think it's going to be a hard one. I'm not sure if they get it. But
give it a try.
First fact is, he began his professional career in France and later became a key player at Lyon, winning multiple league titles. Second fact is, He reached the UEFA Champions League final with Chelsea in 2008 during his first season in England. The third fact is he had his most productive Premier League season in 2009-10, scoring 15 league goals as Chelsea won the title. Fourth fact, he was known for his powerful running style, versatility on the wing, and ability to cut inside and score. And for the fifth and the final fact, this French winger also represented his country in the 2006 World Cup final. So let us know if you got that in, if you get that in the comments down below, and obviously we'll reveal them at the start of the next video. But if anyone in the live stream knows who it is, let us know.
Yep, that is very good. Thank you very much, Al. But that is it for the video itself. Thank you guys for coming in. Any predictions, please leave them in the comments below. Same with the live chat. Leave your predictions for the Prem games in the comments below. And obviously the Champions League games were very exciting. But that is it from us. Thank you very guys. Please leave a like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell so you get notified when we upload videos. And we'll see you on the next one. Take care, guys.
Take care.